Hello and welcome to the Cello Tutorials. This is your lesson number 3. And today we're going to cover notes on the D string, prep exercises for the bow grip, and at the end you will learn new pieces, Twinkle Twinkle and the London Bridge. You will need to do a few exercises from the video 6 most common mistakes, which are the exercises for the finger strength. The exercises from the section weak fingers. And also you might find useful to check the exercises how to curve your fingers more. Let's learn notes on the D string. From the previous lesson you already know the first finger notes, which is E on a D string and B on the A string. Right, so let's see the other notes on the D string. If note E is with your first finger, then the second finger will go for the note F. The notes on the fingerboard go by semitone, which is a half step. And one more time. E, finger 1. F, finger 2. If you decided to use the violin or cello tapes or the stickers, go for it. But again, as I said, I'm not a big fan of them. Therefore, I prefer to go with 1 finger distance. And what you can do is help with your right hand. Place 1 finger in between of finger 1 and 2. So that's how it looks like. 1 finger distance. After F, we have F sharp. And the sharp makes the note semitone higher in the pitch. So finger 3, and again we're helping to find the right distance, placing the other finger in between of the finger 2 and 3. And let's repeat again. Finger 1, E. Finger 2, F. Finger 3, F sharp. And another semitone after F sharp is note G. E, F, F sharp, G. And let's go backward. G, F sharp, F, E. And open D. To memorize them better, draw them. You can print out the manuscript paper and try to draw each note. Try to organize them. Notes on the line and the space notes. Your notes on the line will be open D, F, and F sharp, and open A. And the space notes E and G. How to get the good left hand shape. We already talked about that, so you can check the previous videos. But what about the distances between the fingers? Either you will be using the violin tapes or the cello tapes or the stickers, or you will be using the mirror. You will be checking the first finger, making sure that note E is on the right place and it sounds in tune. Here it is. And then 1 finger distance, which means I can feel with my right hand both fingers, but they are not squeezing. The right hand goes freely in between of the left hand fingers. Then double check your thumb. It should be curved under the second finger. Then give another distance between 3 and 2. Make sure that these 2 fingers hasn't moved. And another 1 finger distance between F sharp and G. Make sure all fingers are curved. First knuckle, second knuckle, third knuckle. The wrist is straight and elbow is high enough. I'm not even talking about the posture. I hope by this time the posture is established. And another important thing, and I'm sorry to repeat the same things again and again, but you don't squeeze. You fall on the string. Let's try to play them all. D, E, F, F sharp, and G. It might be tiring at the beginning to keep the shape, keep an elbow. How you can develop it gradually. Try to keep the correct position for at least 10 seconds without moving your elbow down or without narrowing the fingers. And let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You might already feel a little tiredness right here, and it's absolutely fine. Try to repeat this exercise a few times while you're practicing. And if you start feeling the pain which comes from your thumb and which comes down here, you need to be really, really careful, because that pain is really dangerous. Here you just feel tiredness and it's absolutely fine, but this pain down here means you're squeezing, and that may end up with a bad injury. I hope you memorized the name of the notes, where they are on the fingerboard, and how they look like. Also, you will need to memorize how sharp looks like, and you will need them to recognize the key signature in the future. Also, we have flat and natural sign, but let's talk about them a bit later. Don't forget to double check if your fingers are curved enough. Try to build a tunnel. We're gonna plug all 4 fingers one by one, but I'm gonna add the A string just to double check it does ring. If it's not ringing, it means one of the fingers is touching the A string. Try to stand more on the fingertips. Let's build a tunnel. E, F, double check the distance. Still ringing, which is really good. Double check the distance, F sharp. And G, double check the distance. If none of the finger catch the A string, well done. Let's move on. We are ready to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Because you already know how we'll learn the new pieces in 4 steps, I will ask you to do step 1 and 2 by yourself, and I will join you on the step 3. Which means we're gonna play and sing, or in my case, I will name the notes. The time signature is 4/4, which means you have 4 crotchets in a bar. Let's see what happens in the rhythm. We have crotchets and minims. The crotchets are for 1 beat, and minims, we're gonna hold them for 2 beats. Also, you can see 2 sharps before the time signature. What that means. And it means that we are in a D major, because the D major has 2 sharps. We're gonna talk about majors and minors when you will be ready for your scales. You will see a little signs, down bow and up bow, which we will ignore now because we're going to use pizzicato. And those signs you will need when you will apply a bow. Also, you can see the letter F and P. F means forte, strong, and P means soft or quiet. Stage 3. Let's play and sing. Before you start, please find the first position. Find the first finger. Here they are. Okay, and then keep your hand above the first position. Again, don't keep the fingers too close. You will need that distances between the fingers, so they're open. But again, they're not tensed. They're freely waiting above the string. Join me on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, A, B, B, A, G, G, F sharp, F sharp, E, E, D, A, G, G, F sharp, E, A, G, G, F sharp, E, D, D, A, B, A, G, G, F sharp, E, D. Let's do a little analysis, which will help you to memorize this piece quicker. At this time, I skipped all the dynamics. We did focus on the rhythm and the pitch. Pitch means, are you in tune or out of tune? Check the first line and check the last line. Are they similar? And yes, they are similar, which means when you will memorize the first line, you will copy it in the end. And what about the second line? Check the first two bars in the second line and the last two bars of the same line. Are they similar? And yes, they are. Which means you will need to memorize only 6 bars. And the rest is just a repetition. Also, you will benefit a lot if you will memorize the piece. Sing it while playing. That will help you to understand, are your notes in tune or out? Now let's go step by step. Prepare your left hand before you start. Find the first position. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, A, B, A. Now watch what we're going to do. When the fourth finger goes on the string, the other fingers are supporting. They all are falling down. G, G, F sharp, E, D. When you will be approaching third finger, have a quick look if your third finger is curved or it became straight. That's what might happen, and this is quite common. Therefore, take the fourth finger, ensure the third finger is curved, and only then continue. After D, place all the fingers on the string, but the next note is open A. Why do we need that? But it's a little trick which will help you to prepare the string cross when you will apply a bow. And you're already ready for the notes on the D string. Don't take the fingers off, but place them at the same time. Don't go this way. So again, they go all together at the same time. And let's see again what happens in the second line. A, G, G, F sharp, E. All the fingers goes back, but you're plucking the A string. G, G, F sharp, E. And now be careful. When you do lift the first finger, ensure it's not going up or it's not going down. You just take it off and staying at the same place. And what you need to do is just cross and place it on the same place where was your E, because note E and B are at the same line. One more time. When you're taking the finger 1, not to lose the position, you go a little bit up and freeze. And the last line is exactly the same as the first line. Before we go to the stage 4, let's revise the dynamics. And dynamics are the volume you're using while you're playing. Let's check again where you have the letter F, which means forte, and the places where you have letter P, which means piano, quiet and soft. Also, at the end of the piece, the last line, you will see a little forks. The fork which is opening means crescendo. We're going to increase the intensity of the sound gradually. And the closing fork at the end means diminuendo, which means gradually quieter and soft. For the forte, use strong pizzicato, strong and direct. For the piano, use softer touch. To increase the sound, let's plug D 4 times, starting from the quiet and increasing the sound with the next following note. And now opposite, let's start strong and get softer at the end. Plug D 4 times. Strong. Try to practice this separately before applying to the piece. Step 4. Let's play. Join me on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end of the practice, record yourself. Do a little video to see your progress and to check yourself if everything works correct. Let me advise you something, because at this stage the pieces will be quite easy. You will need to check your key signature. That will help you to understand, are you using finger 2 for F natural, or you will be using finger 3 for the F sharp. Most of the time, if you're using finger 3, then those two fingers, they will go together and you won't use the second finger on its own. But if you have F natural, that means you will use the second finger, skipping finger 3. Let's see how it works for the London Bridge. We have same key signature. You have 2 sharps, which means you are in a D major. So the same major you've played the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. 4, 4, 4 crotchets in the bar. The rhythm is very similar. You have crotchets, minims, and the minim rest. At the very end of the piece, you can see a double bar with the little dots. That means a repeat sign. We're going to repeat the whole piece from the very beginning until the very end. And the dynamic, you have forte, piano and crescendo, the rising fork. Please do step 1 and 2 by yourself, and I'm gonna join you on the step 3. So we're gonna play and sing. Find the first position and keep the first finger above the string, because we start from the open A. Join me on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, A, G, F sharp, G, A, keep them down, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp, G, A, E, A, F sharp, D, rest, but don't forget we repeat again from the beginning. G, F sharp, G, A, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp, G, A, E, A, F sharp, D. Let's have a little analysis. Let's check the first two bars of the first line and first two bars of the second line. Are they similar? Yes, they are. The only ending of those lines will be different. Dynamic-wise, we start strong, and the second line will start soft. Then we will increase the intensity of the sound to reach forte at the end of the piece. Let's go step by step. I will need you to focus on the left hand now, because while crossing the string, I will ask you to leave the fingers on the D string, and let's check where that happens. You can start with an open position, or you can start with the closed position, which means your first position will be prepared before you start on the D string. So you pluck A, you cross only with the first finger on the A string to reach the note B, then you take it off and return first finger on the D string. That means all the fingers are ready for the next bar. You decide which way you want to start. I will start with a closed position, so my fingers will be waiting on the D string. I do cross, return the finger 1 on the D string, and watch now. Keep the fingers on the D while plucking A. That's it. Now go for the next note. And again, keep all fingers down while crossing the A string. But here you will definitely need to cross the first finger. That's why you have a second option to start with a closed position from the very beginning, because you're gonna do the same approaching the second line. Let's start from the second line. Keep all fingers down on the D string. Cross with the finger 1. Keep them down again. Keep 1 down. Add the third finger. Leaving the fingers on the string will help you to not to lose the position and stay in tune. Would be good to have another video of your performance and a checklist on the side, so you can check the posture, left and the right hand, how they look like. Is your thumb on the right place? Are the fingers curved? Is the elbow high enough? Does the piece sound correct? The rhythm, the notes, dynamic. And having those videos will help you to see your improvement. Let's try London Bridge one more time with dynamics. Do all the preparations you need and start with a strong sound. Join me on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rise the sound. And you repeat the same one more time. Let's do few exercises which will help you to prepare for your bow grip. You will need pencil or the pen, doesn't matter. Something light and well balanced, which means all the parts has the same weight. How to find the good grip? I will ask you to open your palm and check those 2 lines of your middle finger. This is the first knuckle and the first line, and this is the second knuckle and the second line. Find the center of the pencil or the pen and place it in between of those 2 lines right here. And now, very important part, what to do with the thumb. Curve the thumb, make a little hook, and try to join them this way. So the thumb shouldn't be straight, it should has a little angle. And basically you will be pointing with this part. And one more time, open your palm, place the pencil in between of those two lines, choose the center of the pencil, place it right here. Do you remember the common exercises? And this is that exercise when we were joining the thumb with the middle finger. Right, now try to wiggle the other fingers. Make sure they're free and loose. And place them. The pencil should be straight. Right. They're loose and relaxed. You see, my thumb is straight. I need to curve it. Right. Good. Now flip over. And this is your original bow grip. So don't forget, choose the center of the pencil, center between those two lines. Thumb curved, joining the middle finger. The rest of the fingers are freely touching the pen. And flip over. That's it. And the last thing, usually when the students, they're flipping over, the hand looks like this. So very, very tensed. But what you need to do, imagine the hand is dead. That's it. Drop it and shake it. Shake it up, shake it on a side, do little circles. What we need is this grip. Can you see you have a distances between the fingers? If your fingers are too close to each other, that already means you are squeezing with the thumb. But the thumb is not squeezing. It's like lifting the pen. And the middle finger goes against just to take over. And the rest of the fingers freely lying down like this. Start with a pencil, please, especially before applying a regional bow. And exercise number 1 will be pointing. Before you start, make sure your grip looks like this. So do all the steps we covered a moment ago. We're gonna activate the pinky, the little finger, and the index finger. I will ask you to push the pinky inside. You see what happens? Now we're pointing straight. Try not to go too much, just a little bit. That's it. The main thing you need to be aware are those two fingers. They should always be touching the surface. So they never go up like this. They always stay on and they adjust this movement. So pinky is pushing in and the index finger does return. Check if the thumb is on the place. Check if the thumb is curved enough and not pressing at all. The next exercise is opening the gate. Again, ensure your grip is correct. And what we're going to do now is we're going to push the pinky down. And the index finger does return the pen back. Watch those two fingers. Make sure they are touching the pencil. Do it really slowly. You need the total control of the movement. The movement comes only from the fingers. The wrist is not involved. Not in the first exercise and not in the second exercise. So the movement comes from the fingers only. You start with a curved thumb, and when you will be pushing the pinky, the thumb might get straightened a bit, and it's absolutely fine. The same is here. The thumb is curved and it goes straight. curved, straight. We need to establish a good flexible fingers, good flexible thumb and the wrist. And very important thing, always have the feeling you are lifting the pen or the pencil. So this movement up. And the finger should be always pointing the floor. They're not completely straight. Those knuckles are still curved. First knuckle, second knuckle, and the third knuckle. So they are curved. And the thumb is curved as well. Can you see this little angle? Now let's do a little variations. Leave only the middle finger and the thumb. Right. Check if the thumb is curved and you are not squeezing, but the fingers are still flexible and loose. Right. Now let's add the index finger. And the same thing. Check. Is it still flexible and loose? Now the fourth finger and the little finger. This is it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, put the thumb up, comment if you have any questions, and I will answer them as soon as possible. Also, don't forget to check another videos, especially 6 most common mistakes. In a video with the lesson 2, there are another few exercises which you might find helpful for the left hand. Once again, thanks for watching and see you next time.